Hey guys, I'm Nathan Masters with Brick System Brothers. I'm going to do a quick review of our 70423 Paranormal Intercept Bus 3000. This is kind of maybe a primer for our new fire truck set because this set is actually pretty old, but yeah, let's just take a look at what this had to offer for the early Hidden Side lineup. So here's the Paranormal Intercept Bus 3000. Like I said, this is a little bit of an older set, but it's still good to take a look at it. Maybe kind of get a perspective from the recent developments in Hidden Side, looking back at one of the first editions from the initial wave. Our characters that have kind of been through the whole series, Professor JB is included here with a very interesting, Brickset calls it an annoyed face, so kind of a frustrated expression there, is a little dirty from experiments or something, and then really jubilant on the other side. But yeah, so it's nice that we have this double printing on the torso as well. Just a lot of details to appreciate on the torso for JB. Dual molded hairpiece with these goggles and then that lavender kind of crazy hair going on. Jack and Parker both here as well. Parker actually has the denim jacket all the way around, so a couple different variants of the Parker minifigure. I've looked at a different one in one of our Spin Series videos, but Jack here is pretty standard with the jacket and the hoodie dual molded. Now the hoodie piece we're actually seeing get used in a Ninjago set. I've seen at least one, and then is also being used for Jack in a different color combo for the Hidden Side, kind of where he's in the ghost dimension. So that is something that we've seen change within the past year or so. Is kind of an update for Jack. I think it's like a darker blue and a black combination, so interesting there. Parker, now I don't think she's changed a lot. She's got a couple of updates for just gear. There's a submarine set out now, JB's submarine, and Parker gets a new sub suit for that set. But pretty standard denim for Parker. Other two minifigures here are construction workers. Just kind of seem like average people out doing their job. And then they're the ones who actually get the ghost heads. This guy gets the ghost beard, and then the girl gets, let's see, I think there was also a ghost hair piece. I don't know where that, oh, here it is. Yeah, and she got the ghost hair piece. So these are really interesting pieces actually. They're dual molded in this spring green and trans neon green. And they've been given a lot of detail to just kind of bring the ghost side of the sets to life. So I can really appreciate that. This is a piece that I would personally like to see in a white and get a white beard kind of blown in the wind. And maybe we have. I haven't really checked. Perhaps on a Master Wu from Ninjago. So this mold could see really good usage in different colors. But yeah, Hidden Side has done a lot to introduce some interesting character pieces just specifically for the ghost side of things, so I like that. Before we move on, I just want to note that there's a pretty cool Easter egg here with the Blacktron logo underneath the construction vest on this construction worker. So this guy also seems to have some kind of gator going on. Gators are used across Lego sets. City theme has a lot of gators. There's a albino gator in the Hidden Side wreck shrimp boat as well, so could be a reference to that. Could just be a gator on his t-shirt, who knows. They both have the same legs here with kind of those oil stains, and printing is continued onto the reverse. The lady actually has some equipment stowed back there, and her vest is closed, and then this guy's vest is open. So nice to see some variance in even just our two construction workers. Some of our other mini stuff here is JB's gun, stun gun. It actually uses this kind of specific gun piece. I think that's from our Overwatch line. We got that used. This new 1x1 stud with the small bar attachment. Get a focus here. That's just used kind of reverse direction so that we can get this glitter purple 1x1 cone on there. And that's supposed to be some kind of ray. Now this purple color we see pretty much throughout the set. It's on our two main weapons on the bus, and it's also on our drop down weapons on each side. So that purple, I mean, that's kind of throughout the hidden side theme, especially the first couple sets in the waves. We use this dark purple element a lot. Just kind of looks like that's representing our energy color for this theme. We do have Spencer, the ghost dog. I think he's aligned with these guys, even though he's a ghost. There's a construction sign, a couple of cones, a little outhouse. Jack and Parker's phones both have these pretty standard ghost decorations, these prints. I don't think these got updated until this past year. We got a couple new prints for those. And there's also these 2 brown discs, and it's not really apparent what these are for until you start getting into the multiple feature effects of the set. So if we look at our outhouse first, this is actually one of the transforming deals that is supposedly possessed. So these eyes come up here. Yeah, this is, I mean, porta potty is a pretty random item to be possessed, so don't necessarily want to see that. And to make matters worse, it looks like these 2x2 brown discs are some form of poo shooter. So really bad news for whoever has to be on the job site. Maybe that's why these construction fellows ended up possessed, was they got terminated. So yeah, oh, the other thing was this construction sign can be used to add the cones on as kind of a stand-up walking side of this. I'm not totally on board with this mechanism, but it is a clever reuse of our other components. I just think there's no articulation, so it doesn't really do it for me. I will say it's nice to get these silver bars, this kind of ingot piece in this flat silver on here. Solid light gray door, and then there's a pretty decent toilet build. It just uses this kind of rescue ring, and then that's placed on top of, let's see if I can pop this out. I can't really pop it out. Yeah, that's just on there on one of those BB-8 heads. Well, not BB-8, the Imperial version, first order version of BB-8. And that piece is actually used in the headlights as well up here. We'll look at that real quick. I mean, the front end of the bus is not really your standard bus. In that regard, the whole thing's not really your standard bus. This thing is totally retrofitted to hunt the hidden side ghosts. So that's pretty obvious from the get-go, but I do like our main color scheme here. We have our orange juice, orange, yellowish color, and our dark azure. A pretty good complement all the way around, and those accents are used pretty well. We got a few up here on the front, some wrapping around on the side, and then a few on the back as well. Now the main feature of our bus, besides our rotating disc, color disc down here, and our drop out doors to fight the ghosts, is actually the pull out attachment in the back. And this is where we can see this kind of mobile laboratory setup. So at the very back there's this dual monitor computer. There's actually a Bionicle reference on here on this monitor from a game that was never released. So maybe the game was released in the Hidden Side universe and they get to play that when they're not fighting ghosts. There's a little microscope build here. Laptop is stuck down, easy access, and there's even a little bed up in the back with an energy drink. So this uses this 1x2 with that thin thing. I've only seen this in friend sets pretty much. So first time I've seen this. I'm sure it's not the first time it's been used, but yeah, that's just used to kind of give the minifigure a position to grip between the legs right there, and that kind of keeps them locked in wherever they need to be laying down. So on this little cot, that works pretty good. This is a teal 2x4 tile, so that's a pretty cool piece to have. I know there's at least one. Yeah, I think there's just the one in the set. The other 2x4 tiles we get in the set are the dark azure, so it's a good contrast there. And a couple of those other purple highlights in another ingot piece in that orange juice yellow. So the rest of the frame in here is just kind of a support structure for the mobile laboratory insert. The other fun details are the exhaust in this light gray barrel, kind of two different tire sizes, and that's what gives the bus this attack stance. And then the door and driving compartment up here. This does open pretty smoothly. It's just on some tiles. And then that's kind of where JB usually sits, I think. JB's the driver. We've got a sticker on there for our speedometer details. The windshield is actually made up of 2 of these wraparound windshield pieces, and these date back quite a ways. I think the mold was kind of in rest for a little while, and then it's kind of re-entered production in full swing, and we're seeing it all over the place now, so cool to see that piece come back. JB does have a little bit of extra protection with the bar, just keep out the ghosts, but then it's a full glass door on the other side, so I don't know, it's kind of a compromise. The other stuff up on the front here is our nice mirror build using this paint roller element. We get that on each side, and then kind of dispersed among the rest of the bus are some nice elements for our orange juice color. So these rim pieces are the what are these, like 6x6 half quarter circle, and we've seen those in teal. They are actually available on a lot of pick-a-brick walls in teal. Now 4 of these here in this set. This gentle slope 2x2 and 1x2 variants of this gentle curved slope are abundant, and we also get some of our other style slopes up front. 2x2 corner tile, and it's just pretty imposing when you get to looking at the front end. If you were a ghost and this was coming towards you, I don't think I'd stick around. It's decked out, ready for battle. Really like our lights up on the front. For a European company, I think Lego's done a pretty good job of looking at what the American school buses look like. I don't know if the UK, Denmark has school buses that look like this, but it's pretty obvious it's modeled off of an American bus. And one other detail is our S and H have been crossed out, so this is actually a cool bus. Haha, pun intended. So that's great. All in all, when you look at it, this is what we would call a parts pack, just because we've got a main color with a wide variety of elements, and that's this light orange, yellow color. And they're not like remolds either. Well, there's a few remolds, but a lot of these are pretty recent elements and recent molds. And in terms of actually brand new pieces for the model, we're going to have to look at our spring green, because a lot of these we've already seen. But there's, at the point that this was released, and even a couple years after the fact, we haven't seen a lot of sets with this orange juice color with this many curved slopes, and I think these rims are still pretty exclusive to the set. So if you're looking to pick up the orange juice color bunch of pieces, this is a great set to do it. This dark azure also includes, New Elementary actually has a little bit of info on this. I think there's 20 different elements in dark azure, over 30 in the orange juice, and then there's actually a bunch of these light bluish gray mold colors as well. I mean, just looking on top here, here's our double jumper, here's a inverted, all this good stuff. So 8 wide, you can pack a lot of detail into a model. Here's one of these new brackets right on the side. You can get 2 of those at least. Red rims are always welcome. But yeah, when you have these wider models, so 8 studs wide here for the most part, actually out here it's up to 10 studs wide. When you start building things at this larger scale, you see that piece count start to go up, and I mean the price does as well. This was actually on sale at Walmart for a little while. Josh picked it up and gave this one to me for my birthday, actually for Christmas. So that was pretty cool. Thanks for that, Josh. But so yeah, at that value, it was a pretty good deal. The pieces here were 689 pieces for an initial price of $60, and that was marked down to like $45, $50 at some point. So almost 700 pieces for retail complete sealed Lego set, that decent pricing in my opinion. Something to look for there. So at the end of the day, what we have is a really nice introduction set to the Hidden Side theme, because it could go either way. We have plenty of our color incorporation for the app integration, and if you give this to somebody or you buy it for yourself and it turns out that you're not a big fan of that, the digital side of the play features, it's still a really solid Lego set, entirely in the physical sense of buying it for the parts, buying it for the minifigs, buying it for the play value, which as a vehicle kind of has that intrinsic play value built in. And so yeah, as an entry level set for a Hidden Side, this is great because whether you end up liking the digital app or not, it's still a great Lego set. It still has great value. And as far as I can tell, it's holding that value pretty well. Secondary market auctions like eBay are still going for $50, $50, $60. So that was retail, pretty much holding retail at 100%. So, I mean, if it's sealed, it's probably a decent investment. If it's open, it's holding the value. So that's something you always want to watch for Lego sets. I think the in-house themes like Ninjago and Hidden Side, once you get up towards those larger sets with the higher piece counts, those start to become the ones that end up going up in value, especially if you hold on to it sealed. And yeah, that's the case here. Even as an open set, if it's 100% complete, you can definitely get your value back out of it. Just a great variety of minifigs included here. The small porta potty build is great, and just great part selection overall. So definitely would recommend this. I know this review is a little late, but I did want to cover it because I have some other plans for the set. I'd actually like to try my hand at rebuilding a Lego set into something else, like the creator line does. Just kind of MOC something up out of the pieces only in the set. So kind of limiting myself in that regard, but seeing what else I can do. So I wanted to do a little bit of a review before that happened, and I broke it all down. But yeah, I'll keep you guys posted if anything comes out of that. But we'll see what happens. Definitely glad that Josh got this for me, and that I did build it before I did anything else. Sometimes if you get something for a parts pack, you don't even build the set. I'm of the opinion that you should at least build it once to admire whatever techniques are hiding inside and appreciate it for what it was supposed to be. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.